Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are on lesson 6 of our chapter 8 in our math book, and we're on page 583. So we've been talking about fractions in this chapter, and we have talked about the least common multiple. And today we're going to talk about the least common denominator, which is the least common multiple of the denominators, the bottom parts of the fractions. We can use the least common denominators to compare fractions. And this is what your book looks like. And I'm going to show you briefly how they want you to do this, and then I'm going to show you a super cool trick that I wish I knew when I was in 5th grade and how to do this. All right, so Trevor made 2 out of 3 goals and Tyler made 5 out of 6. Who made a greater fraction of goals? All right, so we have to find the lowest common multiple of the denominators of 3 and 6. Okay, so let's start listing our multiples for 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. And I already found one that they have in common. So the lowest one that they have in common is 6. Find equivalent fractions with a denominator of 6. Okay, so now, however we're getting the denominator here, like we want the denominators to be the same because we have to make them the same. So to get 5/6 denominator to stay, we're just going to multiply it by 1 because 6 actually works here. To get the 3 to be a denominator of 6, we need to multiply it by 2. Well, whatever we're doing to the bottom, we have to do the same exact thing to the top. So if we're multiplying the denominator by 2, then we are multiplying the numerator by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, 5/6, 5 times 1 is 5, 6 times 1 is 6. So now our equivalent fraction for 2/3 is 4/6. So we're basically like unsimplifying it to make it have the same denominator because we want our fractions to have like denominators when we compare them. Once we have the same denominator, we only have to compare the numerators. So let's put in our fractions here, 4/6 and 5/6. And now we're just comparing, since the denominator is the same, we don't even look at it, and we just compare 4 and 5. Since 4 is less than 5, that means 4/6, or its equivalent, 2/3, is less than 5/6. So, who made a greater fraction of goals? Well, let's find who was associated with the 5/6. Tyler. So Tyler made a greater fraction of goals. All right, let me show you a super cool way to compare fractions. So let's look at that fraction, 2/3 and 5/6. I'm going to write down each fraction. I'm going to put my comparison circle in the middle. In this is going to go my greater than, less than, or equal to symbol. Okay, this is called the butterfly method for comparing fractions. And all we're going to do is kind of create a butterfly and multiply. So my first one is I'm going to circle diagonals. I'm going to multiply these two together. 2 times 6 is 12. So I'm going to put it right above the numerator I circled, so 12. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. 5 times 3 is 15. So now I'm just comparing 12 and 15. Which is less? 12. 12 is less than 15, or 2/3 is less than 5/6. Pretty cool, right? That's called the butterfly method. For comparing fractions, and it makes everything a lot easier. Okay, let's try the butterfly method with example 2 on page 584. Let's compare 3/5 and 1/2. So this is where I'm getting it, but I'm doing it my own way. 3/5, comparison symbol, 1/2. All right, let's multiply diagonally. 3 times 2 is 6. Put that up here. 5 times 1 is 5. Put that up here. And now you're comparing 6 and 5. Now we're back in kindergarten, right? What goes in between 6 and 5? A greater than symbol, right? 6 is greater than. The alligator wants to eat the bigger number. 6 is greater than 5. So this is the symbol we're putting in between 3/5 and 1/2. Okay, let's try guided practice. Let's compare 1/5 and 1/3 using our butterfly method. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 5 is 5. What goes in between 3 and 5? 3 is less than 5. So 1/5 is less than 1/3. Pretty cool, right, guys? All right, so this is what we're going to be working on today on page 585.